Shoot, how was I gonna start this video? Uh, One, are you interested? If you're interested in changing the world around you, fuck national politics. If you want to change your world, focus on local politics. And I'm gonna explain why. There's something else I want to say. Anyway, this is why I have to just start recording as soon as I have a thought. So, I want to tell you something, okay? The brain that you are did not evolve for societies of millions. I know that you don't know that you're a brain. You think that you're just like this intelligent, reasonable, magical robot. But our systems, I mean, if you just look at any of our systems, I mean, clearly we don't yet have the systems to determine the needs, preferences, and abilities of millions of constituents. It's literally a question. I follow a lot of pages on the right on Instagram, and and there's discussion between the left and the right about how much we should sacrifice for the other. If our brain evolved in communities where it was obvious to just like it's obvious in a family, or it should be anyway. The brain knows how to respond to a person in need who is a member of its community. That's going to cap out at around 400 people, right? Our social network is about, what, like 250 to 500? Because that's what our brain was evolved with. Groups of about that size, getting to know those people, having connections with those people, feeling obligations to those people, anticipating the needs of those people, and so on. But when England is colonizing and when France is going and getting resources elsewhere in the world, do you think that at the same time that they were sending out their ships and their leaders and their whoever's gonna keep shit in order. You think at the same time they're like, by the way, so this means we're gonna have millions more constituents. How can we adjust our systems to, instead of just taking care of the royal family, also take care of the poor nobodies that have completely different culture and all that stuff that we'll never see on the other side of the world? How should we do that? Obviously not, right? I don't know whether you've heard of the American Revolutionary War, but obviously the whole thing was, wait a minute, whoa, we're real people, and we're not getting representation. You're not going to tax us. No taxation without representation. Not all of the countries that were colonized by the British Empire had that response. Canada certainly didn't, for instance. Um, so, so basically, anyway, my point is just I know that the global scene or the national scene is nice and it feels like those are the things that matter because those are the things we see on social media and those are the things we can interact with our friends from college about. But the not only is it just stupid how much we discuss and argue about things that are well beyond our control, that only a fraction of or just a fraction of people have any real say over. Not only that, but suppose that you were, whatever your social issue is, whatever you want to be, whatever you want to champion. Let's suppose it's um I don't want to actually do the bathrooms. Whatever it is, get that happening in your community. First, go meet your neighbors. We're just so screwed, actually. No, we're not. We're not. But it's just so funny how the sort of societies and communities that we've developed, and when you compare that to any kind of society or community that our brain developed for, and it just stops being confusing why it's so shit. I'm gonna think more about this. I want you. I think people. There needs to be more community local activism. Get things that you want happening on a national level, try to get them happening in your community. I got to think of an example because you can't like have a gun law just for your community. That's why the bathroom thing's so good. Oh gosh, it's just actually I'm realizing you can't really do local activism, can you? There's state, there's county, state, and federal laws. You can't just be like, hey neighbors, how do you think we should? What kind of laws do you think we should have around here? You know, what do we need around here? Actually, you can't even do that. I thought I had hope.